What is or was your profession?
Who wants to start? Do you guys want to start?
This is my networking right now, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll go. I'm actually an engineer for AT&T. So I kind of skill pivoted again. Very technical background. I got to, should I go into it right now?
I think it's like you could say.
Yeah, I'm an engineer for AT&T.
If you want to know more, click her link below.
Swipe up.
I would say it's really funny because she took a co-sci class at Brandeis and it didn't go so well. So
who was your Antonelli? Oh my gosh, she rocked me.
Yeah. Or like, yeah. She didn't, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I failed it. And this is the only class I ever failed in my life. But
yeah, see now.
Yeah, I tried to do it senior year. I don't know why.
And look at you now, Noe.
Look at me now. And I guess technically I'm an investment banker, but like Morgan Stanley is a little weird because GCM is under investment banking, but I work in global capital markets.
You guys are so impressive.
So impressive.
Unbelievable, honestly. I'm a project manager. Yeah, okay.
Impressive.
Thanks, Paris.
That's so awesome.
I'm a project manager at IQVIA, which is a healthcare technology platform that helps to facilitate clinical trials in the pharmaceutical area.
And I'm a consultant in marketing and sales for pharmaceutical companies.
That's awesome. Actually, that is awesome. I don't know what I was expecting, but I definitely was impressed.
And what is or was your profession?
My profession has been pretty much since I graduated. I worked as a science teacher, a high school science teacher.
Okay. That's sweet. My mom is a teacher.
Nice.
What is or was your profession?
I am in my 14th year teaching high school math, so I actually used my major. I can say that I've now educated a Brandeis alum as well as of this May. The women's soccer goalie, Victoria Richardson, I taught her freshman year, and she just graduated class of 2020. I also taught a Brandeis men's soccer alum and former FOBA chair, Jim Leahy, both of his children, Hannah Leahy and her late brother, Tommy Leahy. So Brandeis alums will find each other.
Next one is, what is or was your profession?
So I am currently the director of athletics at the College of New Jersey. So got into a little bit of coaching after I graduated, but ultimately stayed in college athletics and love it.
Okay.
So what is your profession currently?
I'm an athletics administrator. I'm the interim director of athletics at American International College, a Division II university in Springfield, Massachusetts.
Oh, cool.
What is or was your profession?
What is my profession? I work in tech as a customer success manager. So I basically have like a book of about 120 accounts that I partner with an account manager or two different account managers, I guess. And the goal is basically just to drive usage and retain clients.
What is your profession?
Nothing to do with either of those that I intended on. So I manage human resource information systems, so more of like IT. But yeah, not econ or American studies.
What is or was your profession?
So right now I work at an advertising agency called Mullen Lowe. I work in Media Hub and I'm a media planner.
Cool. What do you do as a media planner? Like what kind of stuff do you?
So it's kind of hard to explain, but basically I plan advertisements for my clients. So I work for PBS and Scott's Miracle-Gro. So I do all of their advertising.
Wow, cool.
What's your job? What do you do with that? Or like your profession?
Great question. I'm going to try and succinctly answer it. So when I started, I wanted to do healthcare policy. So I actually worked, I did an internship with a state senator in Massachusetts and stayed up at Brandeis between my junior and senior year, who was like on one of the public health committees. At the time, Massachusetts was the only state in America that had required universal health insurance. And so that was a lot of a lot of the success that Massachusetts found was kind of what the Affordable Care Act was based on. So my first job out of grad school, I worked for a healthcare trade association. A lot of that was like policy analysis, a lot of like high level executive summaries, which was okay, but like to really enact any change, I figured I needed to move to like a more direct care setting. So I moved then to like work in a hospital system, but now I'm an operations manager for a home and community services company at a health insurer. So
Nice.
yeah, it's a good time.
What is or what's your profession?
So, prior to most recently, I was in consulting. So I did human resource strategy and consulting. So I like went into different financial services establishments and pretty much revamped their HR departments. And then that was really great because I liked it. I liked the people I worked with. I liked the travel I got to do. But then I just kind of got bored, felt a little bit stuck, kind of just needed a change. Obviously, no one can really study abroad while they're playing basketball unless they do it in the summer. And I just kind of refused to do that because I spent my summers on Martha's Vineyard during college. So I like never really got the chance to travel. So currently I'm technically, I guess you can say, a seafarer, but I work on a yacht right now. So I work on a boat down in Florida and the Bahamas. So
That's awesome.
not leading a bad life.
What is or was your profession right now?
So I
You wanna go?
work at a boarding school, New Hampton Prep School, and I am the registrar. So I work in the academic office, and my husband is the athletic director. So we actually live right on campus, and it's great. I love it. Been here 24 years. So.
That's awesome. I actually went to Worcester Academy for high school, so we played you guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Pam?
I'm an author. I write for children's books, and I also do consulting for teams. So I go to schools or businesses, and I do workshops on leadership, mental toughness, or team building. So that's fun. And in my writing career, I also run some small conferences and lots of workshops and stuff.
That's so cool. Has a lot of it had to be remote lately because of COVID and everything?
Everything.
How do you feel about that? Do you dislike it? Kind of like working from home?
Well, for writing, I technically do work from home a lot. So that wasn't a big change, but running my conferences, we had to cancel all of those, doing a lot of the in-person events. I plan a lot of events, and all of them have been virtual, which is different, like everybody. So but ended up being from one of my basketball teammates who was a junior at the time. I asked her what she was majoring in because I didn't really know what I was going to major in. I was like, well, what are you majoring in? And she's like, well, I'm a double major in English American Studies, and I have a minor in American Lit. I'm like, oh, that sounds cool. How do I do that? And so that's because of her, Chris Korsak. I said, I'll do that.
Wow.
Overlapped. And so when we were there was no such thing as triple and quadruple majors, but double is different.
Cool.
What is or was your profession?
So I own a landscape construction company in California, and I have 9 employees, and we focus on residential landscape design and build.
Oh, interesting. We're in California.
The business space in Berkeley, and I live in San Francisco.
Oh, nice. That's cool. I always wanted to go there.
Yeah, you can come and visit.
I will.
What is or was your profession right now?
Right now it's wealth management. I work at a wealth management firm and work with a couple financial advisors. So nothing remotely related to my degree, but
Are you remote right now because of COVID?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So
Do you
basically
dislike that
just,
or like it?
what's that?
Do you dislike that, like being remote, or like it better?
I mean, there's some good things, you know, like I'm get to spend all day with my dog, you know, like that's a plus, but trying to like be productive is frustrating, and like I hate answering phone calls on my cell phone and things like that. So um ups and downs, but I think I'd probably rather be in the office.
But yeah, so I guess kind of going off that, what is or what was your profession? I guess we kind of
I was a teacher and a coach.
Okay.
So it's ironic because when I was in Europe, this was the Vietnam era, you know, and it was very difficult, and I was very anti-America at the time because of the Vietnam War. We were very pro, you know, Brandeis was strike headquarters and blah, blah, blah. And then, but then I'd run across all these German students, and it would be, they started, you know, slamming the United States, and I'm like, what? Who are you? Who are you to slam us, you know? And I became a fierce defender of America. It's like, what is going on? And then I realized, you know, maybe I would be a teacher. I would go into teaching. And I started my master's program in Heidelberg. The American Army had an overseas graduate program where you could start, you know, I could start in Heidelberg because I worked for the American Army. And then when I came back, I finished in Boston. And I became a history teacher and a coach. And I coached basketball. Awesome. Not at the high college level like Carol, but high school, yeah. So high school that, and I coached girls track, girls cross country.
I ran cross country in high school.
You did? Good for you. It's good training for basketball.
Yeah, there's some pictures on my wall back there. But
that's
I
awesome.
Country. It was.
I did too. Yeah. And I was teaching in New Jersey, and we had beautiful, you know, countryside, and we'd run on these campuses. Oh my gosh, it was really fun. I enjoyed cross country.
Yeah, I love it too.
What do you guys both do now?
Okay, I'll go. I'm an account executive for mortgages. So
that's cool.
I do sales. I'm on the phone all day, every day.
What about you?
And I'm a senior client manager. I handle large commercial insurance, like for Bridgestone Arena, AARP, large construction accounts.
This sounds so, both of those sounded so high end. Like,
does it sound real? Like, I just want to make sure it sounds like, I mean, it's not fake, but it does sound like, okay, good. That's what we want.
It's not fake, but.
What is or was your profession?
I've been in education. I left, but I didn't play my senior year because I was pregnant. I was married. I got married at Brandeis on campus, and I had a reception day my junior year, between my junior and senior year. And then I planned it so my son was born in, I graduated in June. My son was born in July. Harry Truman bumped into my stomach, turned purple. And, but then I started teaching, and then they were going to drop women's basketball, and I coached for 3 years, the high school varsity and junior varsity. And the same story as usual. We had a practice varsity and junior varsity on a half court, play games on full court, fight for time, you know, the same thing. As I said, you just don't know how lucky you got it now. And now she'll tell you about her career.
I always like Ruth to lead because if for editing purposes, it's easier to cut me out, and Ruth's got better stories than I do. I work now. I used to work for New Balance out in Brighton. I worked there for 5 years, and now I work for a marketing agency for independent financial advisors.
Really? You need any interns?
Trust me, I'm trying to get an internship program started, and you like Brandeis Athletics and Carol is going to be my first plug of, you know, because that's a huge thing to have on your resume is internships, along with being a student athlete is such it puts you above other candidates so quickly.
Yeah. Well,
I sent 2 women basketball players to Brandeis from my hometown.
Really?
When I was guidance counselor, yeah. Amy Sullivan, some of her records are still there, and Maureen Matsumoto.
Amy Sullivan was good. I remember seeing her basketball over.
Oh, Yeah, I'm still in touch with her. Yeah.
That's awesome.